I'ma fuck up my life. I'ma fuck up my life. We gon' party all night. She don't care if I die. Yeah, right, yeah, right. Yeah, I bet you won't cry. Yeah, I bet you won't try. But you know I don't mind. But you know I don't mind. Yeah, right, yeah, right.
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to be obviously working on Shadowrun Black Mohawk. Oh god, we're working on Shadowrun Black Mohawk. So, give me 1 second, I gotta fix my life up here real fast. This is what it means to be a real gamer. There we go. Ooh. So yeah, we're going to be working on Shadowrun Black Mohawk. So things have gotten a little, some things have gotten done. Not much. I said I was going to ask, hey everybody, what do you think about qualities? Are qualities an important part of the Shadowrun experience? And the answer was hilariously right down the fucking middle. Half of them said no, half of them said yes. So, ta-da! I don't, probably not. Probably not going to add it. One big thing I did do was add in meta types. I just did this because it was going to be really simple. I'm not going to go into really big depth like they do in the game. I'm not going to give like dwarves like +2 bonus dice to resisting fucking toxins or whatever. That's what the +1 body does. Oh no, elves get a +2 to charisma and a +3 to this, and no, they get +1 charisma, +1 quick. So they pretty much get a +2, dwarves get a +2. Orcs get a +3 overall, but they take the charisma penalty, which isn't much, but it's still important. And the trolls get a +3. They get a +4. However, they get a pretty hefty charisma and an intelligence modifier, which isn't really good for them if you want to be, like, productive. Give me 1 second. So, 1, 2, 3. So, got meta types done, so what do we need to work on now? So, with meta types done, let me just quickly re-reference. You may see all these notes as well. Every single one of those notes are questions I have and problems I'm facing. Because I can't have nice things. Oh, yeah, before I forget, I would also like to thank, Howkey? No, not that. That's my website. Visit that. Howkey. Give me 1 second as I blow your name up real big. Howkey. I think that's how you pronounce it. I would like to thank you for following. That was really cool of you. Thank you very much. We are at 67. We are only 33 away from actually becoming real gamer boys. I'm kind of excited for that. Also, I need to fix my font now. There we go. That's not right. That's definitely not right. I know it's not. 24? Yeah, it's 24. So, I just like to thank you. That's very cool. I don't know why. I mean, I do know for a fact, and people are pinging me, why. Let's see. See, it's always... Oh, hello, phone. See, it's always funny when people ping me and when they... It's always amusing to me when people are like, when I say, like, oh yeah, here's some of the stuff I'm doing. And they're like, oh, that's cool! You know, we would like, you know, this is really cool and stuff. And then they like say, oh, well, have you done this video? Have you done this video? I'm just like, you know I upload these things. And I also, you know, it's like, I usually do them. And, so it's just like, okay, I know you don't watch any of my videos, and now I'm emotionally destroyed. So, okay, we're gonna be working on soul and resources. Now, soul is gonna be pretty simple. Pretty much, I just have to describe the big two. Resources is literally going to be a paragraph saying you get this many resources. It converts into this much new yen each. Spend it on shit you want. And then I'm probably going to have to do a finishing touches part. So if we go to, let's see, we want to do soul. Runner's soul acts as a method for them to influence the world at large without a gun in hand. When the runner purchases soul, they may divide it between either edge or magic. Now, if I do add qualities here, it's going to be taking soul up. That's the big idea. You're going to be saying, okay, I'm going to take soul. Oh geez, everyone's posting. Why is everyone posting? Stop it. Stop it right now. So, the entire idea is that you have edge and magic. Magic determines how much magic you get, and edge determines how much of your good boy points you get. If you want to build a street, Sam, you don't actually need that much soul, because you're going to only spend it really on edge. If you want to build a magician, you're going to have to spend a lot on soul and dump it a lot in the magic. You can hybridize up, and that's where where adepts come in. Where adepts only need about 3-4 into magic, but the rest is going to go straight into edge, which can be kind of however you want to do it. This is literally your bennies. So, I'm between either edge or magic. Edge acts as fate's method of boosting the runner up to new heights, or getting them out of tight spot in a moment's notice. Edge can be spent during a run. Let me see. Edge can be spent during a run. Either a +1 bonus dice, either +1 bonus dice, mitigate a single penalty. If you're in the rain, you can mitigate the rain penalty by burning an edge, because you're just that cool. Mitigate a single penalty. Or suffer a quote grazing hit, which doesn't do any damage to the runner. Edge is at its core a defensive mechanic. Edge is restored at the start of each major run. We'll do a footnote. Milk runs, let me see. Legwork runs do not count as they are part of a quote larger run. As they are quote a part of the big picture. Sort of the start of each major run. Magic, on the other hand, is the runner's ability to tap into the mana of the world to manipulate it to their whims. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, they're bitching about Stormboard, sure. Oh no. Magic, on the other hand, is the runner's ability to tap into the mana of the world and manipulate it to their whims. A runner who has magic is considered to be, quote, awakened in some manner. Runners with 1 to 3 magic are considered, quote, aspected magician. Aspected, only tapping into a fraction of their power with limited access to different spells. Runners with 4+ magic are fully awakened. can use magic free. It can use magic freely. The magic stat. Actually, what I should say is magic is treated as an attribute which can be called on for certain checks. With some skills tied to the attribute, tied to it as well. A. So pretty much someone at 4 magic is just like a really weak magician. Someone at like 6 magic is like, okay, you're like a legit wizard. You're kind of cool and everyone likes you. Aspecteds can't really go up any further. That's kind of the catch. Like you have to spend that initial 4 to get up to that point. After that, you kind of break the barrier and become a full magician. The problem being is once we get to like advancement, how I want to do it is as an aspected magician, as someone with 1 to 3 magic, you can go up to 3. You can't go any higher though. While someone who is a full magician can go up as high as they need to, with the concept being that they're a full magician. They are someone who has access to magic and can use magic pretty actively. That's one of those parts with Shadowrun that makes things really difficult, because there's a lot of terminology and a lot of concepts in world that aspected magicians were created for 2 reasons. They were created because what do you do with a character who has limited magic? And they were created because probably someone figured that you could probably just power game in the 1st edition, or early on, to get just a few amount of spells you need to do cool things, and everyone would take it. So it's just like, no, okay, you're not super cool, you're still lame, but you're lame in a different way. Okay, so I do that. Okay. A runner begins with their magic attribute, with their magic times. Because normally that's how you buy spells. Actually, let me see. Shadowrun spells. I need to double check something. So, well, now this is poggers. Like, no. Okay, so let's see. We just want to do punch. Yeah, welcome to like a 95%. I want to do a mana bolt. What do I have to do? Dig. I need to double check this. Okay. I might adopt the 3rd edition. Like, half of me wants to adopt the 3rd edition. Actually, runner begins with their magic time. We'll do magic times 2. With their magic times 2 spells of their choice. Spells of their choice. Choice to use in the field. A runner. Some spells, quote, build on top of one another, requiring a previous spell to be purchased before it can be purchased itself. As the runner advances through the shadows, They may gain access to new spells and ability. They may gain access to new spells to use in addition to their starting ones. So if you have magic 1, you have 2 spells. That's it. And learning anything new is going to get really fucking hard. But that's kind of the point, because it's magic and you're a starting guy. Usually if you have low magic, it's either not a priority for you. It's like magic is a bonus. Magic is something you have on top of everything else that allows you to be more effective. Okay, grazing hitch, which doesn't do any damage. Start of a major run. Let's. Oh my god, every time. Alright, so now we have to deal with, it would be, what was it? Oh yeah, resources. Yeah, when I said resources are getting like a single paragraph, I wasn't lying. Resources. The runners. Resources. Initial set of resources determines what they have on them to begin with. Resources can be expended to purchase starting equipment and tools for the runner's arsenal. More resources, the more goodies they have. Resources can also be spent to buy initial cyberware. Cyberware for their runners, granting them the cybernetic edge. So we want to do that. Whatever resources are not spent are converted into straight Nuyen. The preferred currency of the 6th world. And a ratio of, it would be one resource to, actually, what would be Nuyen conversion? Actually, Nuyen rates, Shadow Realm. Nuyen's always kind of let's see, UCS dollar. So we can roughly 20. I forgot the Caribbeans use literal doubloons. €1, yeah, it equals €1. Oh god, okay, so what's the euro value? 1.192. Fuck, that's actually not too good. Euro's fallen in value recently. Only 19 up on it. Shit. Let's see. So we want to do. Let's say it convert. One resource convert. Oh, and a ratio of one resource to, we'll say, 2,500 new yen. Actually, I should give it the right. To 22,500 new yen. Which is to say, your resources do not convert well. No, doesn't convert well at all, but it's not the point to convert well. I want you to buy shit. Having an absurd amount of resources to start with in older version was that you can buy initial shit easier. You're not really supposed to have a lot on reserve. But I can't stop you. Like, if you want to bump this up, go for it. But that's not the point of this system. So, and there we go. Alright, everyone, that's the end of stream. No, it's not the end of stream. We're going to start on the 4 pillars, which yeah. Yep, it's Shadowrun again. It's definitely Shadowrun. That is a good question. But I'm actually seriously debating on changing it. I'm just gutting everything, removing the Shadowrun label to it and the Shadowrun parts of it just to make its own unique thing. Because right now, good God, Shadowrun is a bitch. So let's see. So we want to give it, like, yeah, we'll call it its own. The 4 pillars. Shadowrun at its core is a heist game. Is a heist. Yeah, it's a heist game. Oh, it feels good. Shadowrun at its core is a heist game. Letting the runners choose actually, what I should say, letting the runners pick and choose among four different pillars to base their operation off of. Combat is the most direct, kicking in the door with a gun in hand and a steeled will about the blood on their hands. Magic allows the runners to manipulate the magical world in a manner to successfully bypass problems. And magic allows runners to manipulate the magical world in a manner to successfully bypass problems and deal with threats. Tech is the world of operating machinery and computers in the 6th world. The computers that have come to dominate the 6th world. Bypassing the security. Dominate the 6th world. Finally, social situations allow the runner. Social situations provide opportunity Inability to successfully navigate the difficult social structures of the world. Pretty much the idea is that these 4 pillars not only form the basis of how you complete a mission, they also form the basis of how these missions are run. A combat mission is going to be kick down the door and kill everyone in it. I need you to shoot the Halloweeners. I need you to, fight the fucking troll gangs that are destroying my neighborhood. I need you to run protection on my house. Things like that. Magic missions are things like, hey, please deal with this spirit causing havoc. Hey, please, deal with this magical issue. I need you to dispel something for me. Please. I won't. I'll just casually ignore the fact that it's in a secret place that is guarded. Tech is probably the most straightforward. Hey, get data files. Hey, get this. Do something tech related. And social is, hey, talk to these people and get me out of the situation. Be the middleman. It's also a method of how you solve those problems. So combat, like, okay, shoot the Halloweeners. Well, you can go about that a few different ways. Well, you don't really need to just go in there and shoot them. You just need to deal with them. Magic them away so they don't sleep for the next 2 days. Use some tech to fucking fry their systems, or overload all their fucking chrome to make sure that badass McAwesome man. Hello, I'm badass McAwesome man who is completely cybered up can't move. There are a million different ways to approach these problems. It's just about approaching them and how your team is built. A team with 3 trolls and an orc is probably not going to go in there for a pleasant conversation. Yet let's just say that. You know how your team is going to be built. I want you to embrace that aspect as well. So, Shadowrun's teams focus on all. Shadowrun teams can focus on one, a few, or try to accommodate each pillar. Shadowrun teams can focus on one, a few, or try to accommodate each pillar among their teammates. Actually, in their team, to successfully complete the mission, complete the run, get paid, and go home. If only it was that easy. Now we're going to do combat. Okay, so now we need to work on combat. Now, if we go to my preliminary documents, all right. I just jumped in. I heard Hitler. Oh, Pillar. What's your favorite Taco Bell menu item? 5-liter burrito, baby. I'm a basic bitch. See, I like Taco Bell, but Taco Bell doesn't like Notepad. And anytime I get it, I feel like hammered shit afterwards. It's great. So let's see, we want to do, let's see, combat. finding his inevitability full in the sixth world. Whether it's pulling a gun on a gangster, blasting security with mana bolt, or frying someone's head in the Matrix. Actually, yeah, it's still the Matrix, right? Yeah, it's the Matrix. Frying someone's head in the Matrix. Yeah, like any seafood, seafood also does it, and it's kind of like boils me down. It's like, okay, I'm done. Like, I don't know, it's like, maybe it's just my local Taco Bell that puts me on my ass. I don't know, but every time. Let's see. When a fight breaks out. When a fight breaks out, that's always the funny thing with lobsters. Lobsters used to be for poor people, but now they're for rich people. That's one of those beautiful things that I always find amusing in the world. When a fight breaks out, it's time to defend them. When a fight breaks out, it's time for the runners to defend themselves. So we want to do initiative. So when the battle, actually, what I should say, when the fight, initiative. When the fight breaks out, each of the participants will roll a 1d6 plus reaction plus their reaction action to determine when the fight breaks out. Each of the participants roll a 1d6 plus the reaction to determine their initial starting point in the initiative order. Yeah, it's initiative order. From there, the actually in a descending order, each participant will take their actions. If a character has 10, it would be 11 plus, has 11 plus initiative at the end of the initiative track. They will go again at their second initiative path. They'll go again. They will act again. This counts as an initiative pass. And acts again in a descending order. The order with their initiative value minus 10. So if I have a 13 initiative, I technically have a 3 initiative. If someone has an 11, they would have a 1 initiative. Hence 11 plus. Because if you just had 10, you're at initiative 0. Yeah, rich people do like food. They can just take. Why not just do team order instead? Because this is how Shadowrun does it. That's kind of the thing. This is the way Shadowrun kind of handles things. Therefore, I need to kind of accommodate that in this. Because again, this is, at the end of the day, this is not a Notepad Anon game. This is a Notepad Anon attempts to bop fucking Shadowrun into place. And I don't think it would actually work in this game as much, because one of the core ideas is that this right here, this 1d6, can get augmented. So, for example, if I have like cyber legs plus a fucking super spell, we'll call it a speed boost spell on me, I might be rolling 3d6 plus my reaction, so I can act more times. Again, I'm not even really fully happy with the initiative pass system, but that's something in every single Shadowrun version, so I needed to put it in. And so I just did it in the simplest, fastest method I could. And this is what it is. Not easy. It's this. So let's... Their initiative value -10. Alright. Okay, well actually what I should do is put in the... If the runners are ambushed... If the runners are ambushed or ambush another group, the ambushers will gain an additional round of actions before initiative is completed. Before initiative is calculated. So pretty much, you want to get that initial drop on someone, which is one of the big things for, shock and awe tactics. If you want to go a combat heavy build, you want to do shit like this. It's the, okay, we know they're on the other side of this door. They don't know we're here. Okay, 3, 2, 1, kick down the door. Bang, 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 bang. It's shit like that, where you don't want to get into a fight. Fights suck. Fights are not fun. People get shot and people die in gunfights. What you want to do is you want to maximize your ability to do things in that fight. Yeah, ambushing someone without a gun is probably going to be your best bet in killing them pretty fast. That's not exactly a big think thing. So, now we get into things that get a little bit complicated. Alright. Actions in combat. There shouldn't be any need for... Yeah, there shouldn't be any need for anything beyond heading 3. I also clicked the wrong button, and now things are opening. They shouldn't. Oh my god! No! Please, no! Actions. Combat. Okay. When it is the runner's turn, they may choose to perform. They may choose to perform either two simple actions or one complex action. Two simple actions or one complex actions. Any character, any runner. Each runner, actually, runner also has the ability, also has a set of free actions which they can perform once per round if they wish. So we want to do free actions first. Call shot. And so we have free actions, which is go away, bird. Bug. Welcome to being in like a really hot, humid area right now, where it just rained outside. It's just sticky, it's awful, and it's just like, why? Actually, if we want to do this right, we need to do free. Actually, no, we'd be heading forward, wouldn't it? Something like that. Yeah, we would need like something like that. Look a little jank, but it should work. So, free actions. What are our free actions? Cool. Okay, so call a shot. Call shot. The runner makes a decision to aim for a specific body part on the enemy, attempting to cause either more damage or mitigate armor, or avoid armor. So it would be, if we want to hit the head, which is going to be, it's going to be a +4. It's going to be +4. It would be difficulty. Yeah, maybe it's +4 TN. +4 TN. +4 TN. Deal, we'll say, two times damage. 2 times. Yep, deal double. Actually, let's do deal double damage, because you're shooting someone in the fucking head. You're probably going to hurt them. Torso. Actually, what I should say, we'll call it center of mass. +0 TN. A limb. We'll give it a +2 TN. Actually, so we have center of mass, which is going to be the torso, shooting a specific limb, and then we can, how do I want to word this? Call shot on something small. We could say a small object would probably be also a +4 TN. And then a large object would be a +2 TN. Actually, we can probably bump it up that. The idea is being like, I'm going to now pop someone's fucking face off using my gun. Go bang. Yeah. Call shot, speak. Speak slash, we'll call it the gesture slash speak. The runner makes a short phrase, 2 to 3 words, 2 to 3 words, or simple gesture to signal to others. That's literally it. It's a free action. Maneuver. The runner makes a short move. Actually, runner moves a short distance. Moves a short distance to a location of their choice. Probably going to have to put in like a variable area, like a short, long. We could probably use the SPRUG method of space distance for that. And then we're going to activate. The runner triggers a piece of cyberware or mystic artifact to activate its abilities. Simple actions. Change device mode. The runner changes their chosen words. The runner changes their currently held device. Their currently held devices. Use mode or activate a particular ability associated with the object. This is me saying, okay, I'm going to change my fully automatic gun. I'm going to change it to single shot. I'm going to take this and I'm going to extend the bayonet on it or something. It doesn't take long, but it takes long enough that it's like, okay, you kind of gotta do it. Command spirit. Orders a spirit to do their bidding. They will roll. It'd be summoning, right? No. Orders a spirit to orders a spirit to perform a task. If the spirit is unruly, for every action past the first, they must roll a summoning. We'll call it control. For every action past the first, hello, what's up? Summoning, actually. They must roll summoning spirit type to maintain control. At TN1 1357. I1357, etc. Pretty much it increases by 2 every round. The more you're ordering the spirit to do shit, the more it's going to be like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. If you're pretty good on it, you can usually get a few actions out of it beforehand. But that's kind of the point. Or even it's like, hey, I have this totem where you're bound to me. So it's like, hey, I'm summoned you in here, you've done your task, now this. However, I have 3 free successes on you. So it's like, I only really need to I don't even have to worry about these first 2, and it's like 2, then it's like 2, 4, it's not actually that bad. Okay, so now we get into use a ranged weapon. The runner aims and fires their ranged weapon at a target. They will roll their weapon skill plus quickness. Actually, what we'll do is weapon skill plus attribute plus Actually, no, it'll just be quickness. QCK, burst, target's reaction. So, first target's reaction. Yeah, plus situational success. Burst plus modifiers. Plus modifiers. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Nothing. We're not going to make it complex. Aim. Actually, so yeah. So aim. The runner aims down their sights, gaining a +2 dice modifier to their ranged weapon attack. To their next, I should say, to their next ranged weapon attack. Spray. Actually, burst fire. The runner lets down a burst of fire. Burst of fire on the target. They will roll. They will roll +2d. Target is, we'll call it arbitrarily close. And a -2d if they are far. If they hit, they will strike. They will strike with, we'll call it, oh, it's pouring out there. We'll call it 1d, yeah. They'll strike with the burst fire. Burst fire tags, value, bullets. Which, for example, how I'm going to handle this. This is going to be a little bit odd here. So, for example, I have an auto pistol. It has a burst fire tag of D6. If I go there, I'm going to pull out the gun, and I'm going to hold down the gun. I'm going to fucking burst fire you. Bang, 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 bang. Whatever successes I get. Actually, it would be successes. We'll do it. We'll do it. Strike with over. If they hit, they will strike with a number of bullets equal to the success up to the burst fire tag. There we go. So, let's say I have a burst fire tag of 4, and I have 3 successes. I'm gonna go bang, bang, bang. I'm gonna hit you 3 times. You have 3 bullets, and if it does, I don't know. Oh, the weapon does 2d6 damage. I don't know. I don't know how I want to do damage yet. If it does, like, say, 2d6 damage, you're going to take 2d6 damage 3 times. Because I hit you that many times. But if I rolled 5 successes with a burst fire of 4, you're only going to hit 4 times because I burst fired, and I can't produce bullets out of the magic air. But that's what burst fire is all about. It's, hey, there's an enemy, he's coming to get me, hold down the trigger and pray. Like, you get a little bit more successes, they're kind of like, oh god, they're not doing too hot, and you can really geek someone if you catch them unaware. It's kick down the door, hold up the gun, you pull down the trigger for a few seconds, and if they're close, they're going to get hurt. They're going to get shot. Even if, like, 2 bullets connect. It's 2 bullets that connected to someone who may not be ready, who may not have any armor on, who may now be lying on the ground half dead because you shot them twice with a gun. Last time I checked, guns hurt. And that actually brings me to spray. Spray. The runner fires a hail of bullets at the target. They will roll +4d if the target is close. And a -4d if they are far. If they hit, they will strike with a number of bullets equal to the successes. Equal to the successes rolled plus we want to do how do we want to do this? Yeah, it's equal to the successes rolled. If you hit them, you have to fucking hold down the success goal, actually expending the number of dice rolled. Yeah, that's it. You're just holding down the fucking trigger and praying. But that's the point. Suddenly got very dark in my room, and I'm not gonna lie, a little bit spooked. I do feel like I'm in a horror movie right now. Doesn't help that I think my neighbor's doing something. I don't know what they're doing. Like, I've been hearing hammering all day. Certain actions have a secondary action underneath them. That can be used in tandem to gain the effect at the cost of the second simple action. So pretty much it's I can use my ranged weapon. I can also burst fire with my ranged weapon. That would be a quote like 2 simple actions to do, but that's what I'm just shooting. Just bang 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 because I can do that. Okay. And now we get to use here's the beautiful thing about what I can do here is runner. Okay, so what we need to do is use a melee weapon. The runner swings at a target with swings or stabs at a target with their melee weapon in hand. They will roll their weapon skill plus strength versus target's reaction plus what do I call that? Successes plus modifiers. And they have the all-in attack. The runner focuses everything on a single powerful attack. It will add +5 damage if they hit. Or whatever it is. And then we have the melee surge. The runner quickly slices and dices with their weapon, attacking 3 times with their weapon at a -2, at a +2, actually +1 TN. Actually, we'll do a +2 TN. 40. If the weapon hits, they continue the combo. They continue the combo. If the first or second hit, if any strike fails, actually attacking up to their, it would be, yeah, up to their quickness. If the weapon hits, they continue the combo. If any strike fails, they lose the combo. They immediately stop. Immediately cease the action. If you are a badass, if you are a crazy ninja badass, you're going to run up there and you're going to melee surge them. You're going to quickly dash up and say, I am fucking Raiden, and go slash and chop someone in half. However, the thing is you are targeting one person with this attack, and if you fuck up the first attack, you're kind of sitting there doing nothing. You're just like, well then, I've used both of my actions to miss this attack, and now I'm going to sit on my ass. It's kind of the high risk, high reward play. If you feel confident and you feel like I can hit this guy's, if this guy has like 3 reaction and I have an insane amount of bonuses and there's no physical way I can really fuck this up that badly, surge him, baby! Rip him in half! Excusez-moi. But you should feel that way, because that's what it is. You're a melee powerhouse. Problem is, you're a melee powerhouse, and people are going to immediately want to shoot you. I use a simple item. A simple item pops a simple item from their gear and triggers its effects. Use a simple object. The runner interacts with the world, interacts with a simple object on the field, triggering its effects. Kick open door, flick switch, do this, do that. That's what a simple object is. It's just very simple. So, shift position. The runner shifts their positioning. Shift their positioning 1 step. So we're going to have standing. The runner is standing, crouching. The runner is crouching. Runner is crouching. Prone. The runner is prone. They gain a +2B to ranged, to firearms, to firearm attacks. Because shooting a bow from prone, not easy. Crouching. The runner is crouching. Excellent. We'll do +1 TN to hit, +2 TN to hit ranged. And yeah, we'll call it there, because I don't know how to do this, so I'm just doing things. I'm just writing, hoping. Those guys are complex actions. Spell casting. The runner prepares. Runner prepares a spell of their choice and fires it off after choosing the amount of force to apply to it. Runner roll. The runner triggers the runner activates the effects. Actually, the runner resolves the effects and takes drain equal and takes stun damage. Damage equal to the amount it fails. Sprint. Makes a dedicated sprint across the field, covering two. Fuck it, we'll use SD. Covering 2 SD. Covering up to 2 SD. I use skill. The runner uses a skill of their choice. The runner uses a skill of their choice. Include these do. This does include matrix actions. This does include matrix actions. Use complex object. The runner and then we'll do hype up. Takes a breather to hype themselves up for the fight. They add plus 1d6 to their initiative. There we go. I usually like having those kind of actions in games. It's kind of weird, and I've been told, hey, that's kind of weird, but my logic is it's better to give players options when it comes to shit like that than to not give them options. Because if the second you don't let a character do something or don't let a player do something, that is when they stop having, that's when they, actually, how do I word this? When you stop giving the player the chance to do something they feel they should, then it gets a little bit complicated. Then it's like, oh, well, this isn't fun anymore. Like, oh, okay. If you make a point being like, yeah, hey, you can totally use this weapon or whatever. You can use this. If you drink this potion, this will occur. And you do this. If you do this, this will occur. And then say later on, no, that's not how it works. It's like, oh, well, okay. Or it's like, hey, I want to do this crazy spell or whatever. You're like, oh, okay. Like, hey, why is my initiative so low? Sorry, you're fucked. Lamau, fuck you, loser. Like, people are going to want to boost their initiative. Give them an option to boost their fucking initiative. Because if not, it's like, oh, well, I rolled poorly. Time to not have fun. It's like, no, you can build it up. It's just going to cost. This looks really weird. And it's just because this one's really, these two are really small. Yeah, let's use that. Use in item. Okay, so, and then we have to do interrupt actions. We're supposed to be heading 4, and then we get to do interrupt actions. So, interrupt actions are unique as they are not performed during the runner's turn, but instead during an enemy's turn. When used, the runner will reduce their initiative by that amount. Initiative by the amount present by the amount specified. Specified. The runner. Actually, what I should say is a runner can perform any number of interrupt actions as they wish until they run out of initiative. See, that's the quirky bit where if you really want to, like, oh no, this person's ripping us to shreds, what do we do? Well, force him to use interrupt actions, force him to dive out of the way, force him to try to defend. Throw a grenade at someone. Like, no one really understands the value of just chucking a fucking grenade at somebody. And when you chuck a fucking grenade at somebody, it turns out they like to get the fuck down, and they'll do anything possible to get the fuck down. And if Troll McTankman is fucking your shit up, just do that. Just throw a fucking grenade at him, and he's not going to get back up. He's not going to want to get back up. He's like, they don't know. So, okay, so they're going to have the dive action. Actually, it'll be defend. Defend, -3 initiative. Actually, no, we gotta do it. Uses an attribute to defend themselves from an attack if they are able to. They are able to, adding it to the reaction check against them. Dive, -5 initiative. The runner dives out of the way. Moving 1 SD in any direction, but going prone in the meantime. Oh, didn't mean to hit that button. You can tell this is a Gamer Boy laptop because there's a record screen button that I always fucking hit. I will always hit this button. And every single time it drives me up the wall. So, let me do a quick double check. We have to do armor, but that's pretty much it for combat. Honestly, I thought this would take a little bit longer. What I should do is double check. Okay, looks like everything works there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see, do we have... I don't address the derived attributes, do I? No, I don't. Because I don't know how to calculate attributes correctly. Fuck. Derived attributes. When creating a runner, when creating a runner, there are three there are three derived attributes which are taken from the attributes above. These derived attributes are reaction, stun, and body, and physical health. Reaction, which is going to be, if I remember correctly, it's quickness plus. What did I end up doing for that? Quickness plus int divided by 2. Okay. Quickness plus int divided by 2. Have you ever hit a point where you can see what you need to do? You can see the writing, you can see the words, but you just don't want to fucking do it. So, reaction is the runner's ability to quickly react to situations, doubling as their I'm 2 episodes into this fucking project. I'm already burnt out on it. Holy shit. Okay, reaction is the runner's ability to the runner's reaction speed and ability to quickly react to situations. Something isn't adding up. Something is not clicking. I don't know what it is. It's an odd situation, isn't it? when you're looking at something, you can see all the numbers, you can see all the situations, you can see how it works, but you feel as though there's something wrong with it, something fundamental and terrible about it, and you don't know what it is. It's a gnawing feeling that I can see that this system would work, but good God, I hate it. God fucking damn it, I hate everything I wrote here. And why do I hate it? I don't know why. Reaction simply governs the amount of health you have. Reaction would be governing your initiative as well as your ability to quickly react to situations. Physical damage would be gone in tiers, with each tier representing X amount of health. And you would descend from the tiers and stun. Like, why the fuck do I have stun damage? Who the fuck cares about stun damage? This is one of the few fucking games in the entire fucking world that has goddamn stun damage different from physical damage. Unless they change it. How important is stun damage? Stun damage is important, though. Stun damage is important because you need to represent things like drain. You need to represent things like drain, and you need to represent like stun guns and shit like that. But why do you need to represent that? You need to represent that because it's in Shadowrun Notepad. If you need to represent it because in Shadowrun, why the fuck do you want to represent it though? Because Shadowrun's awful. You don't even like Shadowrun. The only reason you did this project was because you wanted to say you did. Because people said it was impossible, and because people said it was impossible, you said that you could do it. Overall, you know you can do it. But you need to gut the entire thing. At that point, you have a Theseus ship issue. And if you have a Theseus ship issue, if you strip out everything about Shadowrun at the end of the day, is it still Shadowrun? Or should you just do your own fucking thing? I can see it. I can understand it. I can comprehend it in this brain space of mine. And it's driving me fucking insane. I think that's the funniest part about it, is that I could see it, and I hate it. And I want to change this entire goddamn thing because it's not how I want to do it. And that I'm restricting myself because it's Shadowrun. And I need to do a Shadowrun. But the Shadowrun know what it wants. Obviously the fucking community doesn't. I hate this already. Alright, let's take a step back. Alright. Let's weigh the pros and cons here. Let's weigh the pros and cons. Pros. Shadowrun has enough story, enough lore where I don't have to barely write anything like that. Pretty much everything's already done for me in that department. With everything already done for me in that department, it's going to be pretty damn easy for me to just adapt things once it goes over. Con, Shadowrun has got a lot of fucking legacy behind it, and there's so many parts to Shadowrun that you need to put in to make it Shadowrun, because if you don't put it in, it's not Shadowrun. But do anyone actually use those parts? I don't know. Nobody likes fucking Technomancers, but Technomancers are in the game now because Technomancers are in the game. Do I add Technomancers in? No. But yes? Like, no, who fucking cares? Pro, Shadowrun also has a huge repertoire of gear and items that I can freely just draw from and create my own. Con, it's going to be a different fucking system already. It's a different system, it's a different concept, different idea. Using that all together, guess what? Doesn't work. Pro. I'm already this far in. I can see it. I can understand it. Con. I can see it, and I can understand it. And I can understand that it's not working. It's not the way I want to do it. But I don't know how not to do it that way. What do I want from this? Let's ask myself that. What do I want from Shadowrun Black Mohawk? Well, at its core, it was a game designed to make Shadowrun simpler. That was the preface. That was the basic idea. But, that is shaky ground. What do I actually want from Shadowrun Black Mohawk? What I actually want is I want to be able to take an advanced game and break it down to its core components and run it in there. What part of Shadowrun do I like? I like the lore, I like the ideas. I don't like the game though. So why obey the game? If I don't like it, I don't like the game, why am I obeying it? If I don't like the game, I don't like the idea, and I want to change it, why not just make my own? How do you make your own Shadowrun with blackjack and hookers? Well, everyone has their own Shadowrun with blackjack and hookers. You need to make something different. You need to make something more unique. You need to make something completely interesting. What is the core concept of Shadowrun that I like so much? I like the core concept of Shadowrun of that there's this difference. That there's this, technologies mixing with magic and everyone's kind of caught in the middle. I find that fascinating. I find that interesting. I can use that. The old meets the new. Who's in the middle? Old meet new. Let's go with that idea. Yeah, we got that. Step 1 done. Old meet new. Old magic, new tech. What do I also like? I like the interactions with things. I like the spirits. I like the concepts of a fucking orc with a shotgun. I like that idea. Old meet new. Old meet new. That's what I like so much about Shadowrun. Fuck it. Fuck Shadowrun. We're doing our own. We'll make our own thing. With blackjack and hookers. If we do that, we can make things work a little bit easier. We can accommodate. We don't have to accommodate Shadowrun anymore. What we can do is make it its own thing. But what do we do, though? That's where things get complicated. That's where things get a little bit interesting. Well, this isn't 1989 anymore. This is 2021. Brand new era, brand new age. How do we make this work? Well, we got a few options ahead of us. Well, we want the idea of old meet new, or new meet old. But that's distinctive. Is it old meet new or new meet old? Well, we can just flip it on its head. New meets the old. Because Shadowrun at the end of the day is the old meeting the new. How does magic interact with tech? And actually, no, it'd be the new meet the old. Because magic comes in when you already have all the cybernetics beginning. No, or it's kind of in the middle there. A little bit of both, a little bit there, a little bit new. However, why not we play a little bit on the idea? At the end of the day, Shadowrun was about magic coming back to the world and all the chaos that erupted from it. However, magic came back to Earth. Let's turn it on its head. We'll do something completely different, something completely unique. How about tech came to Fantasyland? How do you get tech to Fantasyland, though? That's the question. How do we get tech to go to Fantasyland? well, we can do the vagrant method, where someone just dropped off things, but we don't want to do the vagrant method. And we want to do something a little bit different, a little bit more, something a little bit more unique, or something a little bit odd. And if we're going to do that, something a little bit odd, they just advanced. Why not that? They skipped. They leapfrogged tech. You don't need the Industrial Revolution. You have magic for that. You don't need medieval stasis. People holding it in place, or they're destroying it. Or maybe it's already still there. Techno-feudalism is still a thing. I mean, that's a fascinating subject. Why don't we play on that idea? Techno-feudalism. The idea is that the corporate overlords are the new feudal overlords. Why not play with that idea in general? Hell, if we go back to even concepts such as the French Revolution, we can go into the idea that the aristocrats wanted to maintain the Industrial Revolution because they owned the power there. However, what is the new royalty? Tech giants, the people who control all our lives. Jeff Bezos, our benevolent overlord, he is our new emperor. So how do you do that? Well, we're going to make it weird. We need a weird gonzo fucking fantasy. But we need to keep it grounded, because that was one of the beautiful things about Shadowrun. Shadowrun wasn't techno-fantasy. It wasn't, it's not, I'm a fucking alien and I'm going to shoot you with my ray gun while you have a sword and shield. No. It was relatively grounded in many ways. What happens when you have people who have magic? Well, there are people who have magic and they can blast you with fucking magic, but they can't take a bullet to the gut. That's not going to work for them. All right. I'm seeing it now. All right, we're rebranding. Yeah, let's rebrand. We're doing something different. What happens? You may say, what happens when Fantasyland gets tech? We could play on Earth coming to Fantasyland. That could be its own interesting idea. Put a little bit of gate in there. Why not? That would also justify human. That would also justify some of our more recent tech trends. Cyberpunk future. Cyberpunk Earth opens a portal to the fantasy world. We need resources. We need our own things. We can't exploit Earth anymore. There's nothing fucking here anymore. So we opened a gate. We went somewhere else. And this gate led us to fucking Fantasyland. And Fantasyland was great. It had everything we needed and more. Humans can't use magic, though. But we do have something that the fucking elves don't. Hello, welcome to my friend Mr. Beretta. Effectively, it's becoming Earth Dawn if Shadowrun showed up in the middle of it. What happens? Well, corporate overlords begin owning things. In Gate, the concept was that the Japanese effectively owned the gate, and they were the only ones who had to kind of arbitrate what's going on inside of it and outside of it, and all the problems that go along with it. The fantasy world was technically on their sovereign territory, the only way in and only way out. Their border was them, and if another country wanted to go into it, well, they had to appeal to the Japanese government, but Japanese corporations didn't. So where would we open this gate? If this gate was belonging to a corporation, then it could be technically anywhere. But maybe what happened if there was multiple gates? Alternate Earth. Alternate Earth, how about that? We could play on that concept a little bit. This is a parallel Earth with the what-ifs. What happened if all these fantasy things happened? What happened if our magic was, we had 0 magic here, but what happened if we had 100 magic? Yeah, okay. Keep the dice pool system. We're already that far in. We'll keep the dice pool system. Drop the stun track, though. We don't need the stun track. We'll use an initiative crash system instead. You'll be playing fucking PMCs, though, and you'll be going to the fantasy world and having to interact with these things. However, you can also hire can also be people who join the corporation. Everyone's working for the corpos. But you're also dealing with the idea that a fucking dragon is going to show up and fuck your day up. You need to keep your assets safe. So what do we do if the dragon shows up? Well, we get the PMC with a fucking rocket launcher to deal with him. We can borrow a little bit from Eastern European stuff in that regard. Yeah, that could work. Be a little bit weird, a little bit odd. People are bleeding back and forth. You know exactly what we can use. What was that fucking franchise? What is that franchise? I watched the anime. I liked the anime. Anime was fucking horribly paced, though. Cop anime. Copcraft. You can borrow a little bit from Copcraft. That could be some interesting concepts there. You have this different culture you're dealing with. You have this different culture and different problems going along with it, interacting with our own. You can go to the fantasy world to explore and do stuff there. Alternatively, you can just say fuck it and be magic sword elf in fucking New York if you feel like that's fine. You can use the concept of Copcraft in addition to the alternate Earth ideas. Okay, I'm seeing it. You're playing together to make a situation. So at the end of the day, the situation is simple. There is Earth A, ours, interacting with Earth B, theirs. What happens? If we go into that idea, again, we can keep the dice pool system. That we're already dedicated to the fucking dice pool system. We're gonna keep it. What? What? Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So, we answer our own questions a little bit. Playing the game, D6 is 3 to 5 players. It's a D6 fucking dice pool. We're not going to be using this. This, fine. Fuck it. Fuck it. Who the fuck cares? You're a super cop. You can do whatever the hell you want when determining a dice pool campaign scope dictates how many dice will be rolled. If the average in amount, if the runner is successful, they treat it. If the runner is successful, you can tap into edge, maybe. Yeah, this, fuck it. Yeah, no, we don't need that. So, let's see. We keep the numbers as is. We can keep the numbers as is here. We'll change karma to something else. We'll change these to something else. Meta type, we can add in a lot more things here, actually, because we're dealing with Fantasyland. Fuck it, we can add whatever the fuck we feel like. New notes, more races. We need more. Skills, we could probably attribute level. Yeah, this. What am I not happy with? Body, health, intelligence, quickness, strength, willpower. We can probably sub out strength. No. I think these work. And then we can do... We'll change the derived attribute. Actually, we can probably just change that to quickness. Honestly, just say fuck it. We'll just do reaction for quickness. So yeah, we'll do new health. We'll just do a new blanket health. A new blanket health system, which is just going to be body, which is going to be bod times 5. It's going to be your basic health. Then on top of that, what we can do, we can borrow a little bit from standard edition science fiction. Fuck it. So your new blanket health system is you're going to have five times whatever your bod is. That's going to be, what we can do is we can make it your, we can make this your, we'll call it, injuries, and then we can call it mortal. We'll call it your bodily injuries. Actually, we'll call it actually, we can call it light wounds, medium wounds, mortal wounds. So your light wounds are going to be your body times 3, medium wounds are going to be body times 2, and mortal wounds is just going to be your bod. So if we go into this, if we have a body of 4, currently our light wounds would equal 12. For medium, we would have 8 medium wounds, and we'd only have 4 mortal. After that, it's just death. Very simple, right to the right. So universal health. Universal health system. This is fine. What we can do there, we want to add more races because fuck it. Yeah, of course we can add more races. We can do whatever the fuck we feel like. This is a brand new setting that we're coming up with at the top of our heads. So skills work. We can probably... We can keep ego. Fuck it. Why not? Ego works. But what we can do is we can keep gutter. Yeah. Street. We can actually... What we can do is we can cut street talk because we don't need it. Instead of class talk, we can call civilian talk. So civilian, corp, gutter, mystic. So if you're talking to regular people, talking with the corpse, talking with the gutters, the gutter folk, and copying with mystic folks. Okay, easy enough to understand. We can actually put in... We can drop this and then put like a performance here. Because that... Fuck it, why not? You can be whatever the hell you feel like. I don't care. We live in an ANCAP society. Delete 2 rows. We don't need ego. Escape artist and... Got it. Fuck it. We'll add in the larceny. Oh yeah. Nice and simple. Nice all around. Easy to understand. We can probably keep this pretty simple. Disguise, you have to go away. Disguise, you're also going away. And we're going to have to add in performance here. We'll adapt that when we get to it. Meta type, we'll just call this fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it, it's races. Fuck it, races. Soul, we can use soul for a little bit more things. Let's actually add... So humans get edge. Mystic folk get magic. Actually, what we can do is we can call them normals. Normals get edge. Mystics get magic. We can actually probably add another third kind of race, what we can call, I don't know. Nah, we'll call it, yeah. Mystics, normals get edge, mystics get magic. And no, fuck it. Keep it as is. Keep it as is. Keep it as is. Add qualities. Fuck it. We're flying by the seat of our pants now. We don't care. Who cares? More magic spells. Cool. Yeah, let's do it. Resources. Yeah, no, that's fine. We can add it. 4 pillars. Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep this idea. So what don't we need? Initiative. Fuck this. Initiative pass system. Fuck it. We'll change it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Change it. Actions in combat. What actions don't I like? Device mode. Fuck it. I don't need it. Command spirit. I don't know. Change it. Fuck it. Change it. Use a ranged weapon. I'm okay with ranged weapons. I'm okay with melee weapons. I can use these. I can use them. Take what I can get. Take what I can get. I can do it. It's fine. Magic and edge. No, it's fine. Attributes, fine. Skills, fine. Combat methodology, that's fine. Geek in the enemy, yeah, that's okay. Unless I just say fuck it. Fuck it. We make... I know. We'll call it survival dice. We'll call it survival dice or SDs. That's, yeah. No, you know what? You know, we can add a thing called combat training or CTs. Your combat training dice, CTDs. What your combat training dice do? Well, more is this pretty much acts as both your acts as your defense and a method for Benny stuff. And a quote pseudo Benny system which you can draw from. Hey, I have 4 combat die which we can integrate into Soul. This is good. We can integrate this into Soul actually. Say fuck it. Yeah, no. We can do that. So, add qualities, add combat training, CBT. Fuck it, CBT now. Who cares? CTD, I mean. Add CTD, combat training. CTD, Notepad, please. You're having a brilliant moment. Please stop fucking it up. Combat training dice. So we have the combat training dice that kind of symbolizes how good of a fighter you are, rather than just kind of if you're kind of a nerdy geek dude. All right. But we can actually have a set value to hit. Do we want to make it lethal? We really want to make it lethal. If we can make it lethal, what we can do if we want to make it lethal, pretty much it would be based on body size. So it would be like 4 so we can make it like 4 minus body size. Actually, we can make it 5 minus body size to hit with no additional things. So let's say for a human would be body size like 3. A troll would be body size 4. A dwarf would be body size 2. Shit like that. Like, you're just harder to hit because you're smaller. So if we do that, it's just like a goddamn troll. You're going to need 1 success to hit the troll, and that's just to hit the troll. However, basic, so body size to hit, relying on things such as cover or situations. Cover the system issues in the combat system. So it'd be the idea of you don't really want to get into a fight. The fights are lethal. Fights are dangerous. if you two people are standing in a field aiming at each other, there's a good chance you're gonna fucking hit one another as long as you have basic ability to aim. However, if you're moving around, you're firing, your guns blazing, we can do that. We can make it work. What we can do is we can call it and from combat we can call it a 3-action system. We can use the 3-action system. No, 3-action system wouldn't work. If we use a 3-action system, we can use... maybe add in a method of combat system. If we do two simple, one complex action, multiple free actions, we can probably use the same aspects there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. 2-1. Yeah, we gotta keep combat. Keep combat, please. If we keep combat in place, we should be good. What else do we need? Hacking. Hacking is fine. Oh, okay. Actually, hacking is fine. Can be used for magical hacking. Can be used for quote magical hacking as well, with the idea that one of the big things the Corps found out is that their magic is kind of like our computer systems. There's nodes, there's problems, there's logic to the magic. In our world, a computer system is fairly simple. I type the letter I, the computer reads that I've typed the letter I. And with magic is I type the word fireball.cast. I've fireball casted. I've done that. However, you can also fuck things up. Now, complicated spells would be something like fire plus ball. Fire plus ball equal fireball. Well, yeah, it's a fireball and it just blew up in your fucking hand. So you would need to do something like fire plus ball plus range plus ranged plus flying equal a fireball flying through the air. That's all it is. That's all what magic is. However, obviously, the mystics don't understand hacking, don't understand computers. However, we, humans, don't understand magic. Oh, it uses the same concept, so you can technically build yourself a magic hacker if you feel like, and dot hack people's magical abilities, which we can tie into that. All right, that could work. That could work pretty damn good. Magic is... fuck it. You know what we can do? You know what we can do? We'll make magic a pseudo point buy system. Pseudo point buy system. However, the idea being that your magic stat is pretty much your ability to use it. So let's say with my magic stat with a magic stat of say 5, I might have 25 points to build my spells. Build my spells. Now, all of my spells are going to have to be within 25 points because my magic stat's only 5. If I want to build a 32-point spell, I can't do that. Now, what you can do is you can, quickly, quickly make a spell, spell on the fly. We can call it, on the fly spell casting. However, it's difficult to just make a fireball out of nowhere and shoot it out. So what you need to do is have a rote for it, which we can add in the rote system, which are pretty much pre-canned spells. Pre-canned spells the mage knows, which we can also tie in. To spiritual stuff. Mystics having multiple different types. That's one of the things that humans find out really quickly is that, like, hey, we can't use magic, but we can sure as hell bribe things to give us it, kind of a cheap copy of it. Same way goes for the other way around. And then we can still use the essence system. But only the mystics suffer from it. Suffer from essence. However, yeah, no, it's effectively, making a fireball out of nowhere is the easy part. The hard part is like making sure it doesn't blow up in your hand or something, or kill you with it. However, if we go under this idea, let's use essence, but let's abuse the concept of essence. Why? Because cybernetics eat your fucking soul if you have magic. If you don't have magic, magic eats your fucking soul because it's not natural. It's something that's kind of interfering with your own body. You add metal to thing that has magic. You take off someone's arm and replace it with a cybernetic limb if they have magic. The magic inside of their body is going, no, we don't like this. That's a completely dead limb to them. Your body isn't even registering it. Yeah, you can move it, your muscles are moving it, but there's a dissonance in it. Your mind says one thing, your body says another. That is dissonance. On the other hand, you have people who are going into this magical fantasy world and pretty much dealing with all this magic. Magic in system, magic no like being in system. Get sick. You're pretty much, if you stay too long, if you're staying too long in fairyland, or they're infecting you too much, guess what? You're going to get magic cancer, and nobody wants magic cancer. So we can actually kind of do that as a reverse essence. So, essence system, reverse essence, humans. Yeah, I can see that. Like, that's one of the things where it's why don't I take the idea of Shadowrun and simply do my own thing with it? Because Shadowrun's fucking killing me emotionally. But, like, yeah, Shadowrun, Shadowrun's become such a pain in the fucking ass to even work with. Because there are so much Shadowrun, and every edition is different. Every single assumption is different. And honestly, I think that anecdote works kind of going both ways. It's the idea of, if someone who is magical replaces all of their body, replaces at least a majority of their body with cybernetics, they kind of die in the inside. They become a cyber zombie because they don't have a fucking soul anymore. The magic in their system's like, sorry, you don't exist anymore. Sorry, fuckboy. And on the other hand, if you're getting infected with magic cancer too much, your own body starts rejecting you. The magic in your system is saying, hey, I don't think you need this kidney anymore. You don't need a kidney. You have me. I'm magic. And then you pretty much, start coughing up fucking fairy dust. It's like, oh, cool, this is fine. I'm, dying of effectively cysts in my body killing me unless I start trying to vent it. Humans gaining essence. Counteract that. So you have the initial problem of you need a method to vent. I don't know. Maybe you can take a pill. Isn't that, kind of fucked up in its own way? Oh no, I have magic in my body, and we just pop some, fucking Amazon branded super pills to make the magic go away. You can keep drain. We build my spells. Keep drain concepts in place. we can actually use in combat. Actually, combat has initiative crashing. Has initiative crashing, i.e., going into negative initiative, which means you aren't doing anything. Rendering the character vulnerable. Until they are able to get back into positive initiative. Thus, that's where stun damage comes into place. With the idea of stun damage being, okay, I'm ready to hit. Oh no, I've been hit by a goddamn taser. If you're strong enough, if you're upright and able and fully expecting a taser shot, you can probably at least, well, not really reliably deal with it, but you can shake off something. If you get hit with something you're expecting, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna be a little bit winded, but it's not gonna kill you. However, this where the thing goes in. If you're dead tired, or you get hit with a spell that makes you dead tired, and you're breathing hard, and it's getting difficult to, you're like, okay, I'm ready. Oh god, my initiative is crashing. I'm having to defend myself. And then you go into a negative initiative. You can't defend yourself. You aren't moving anywhere. You literally have to sit there on your fucking hands and hope you can get it back a little bit. You can like crawl away, kind of thing. It's like you panting, you dying. It's like, I gotta get away. And that's where the counter for spellcasters comes in. If they drain themselves too fast, they're going to have 0 fucking initiative. If they have 0 initiative, they're going to get ganked, which is a fairly reliable method, meaning that wizards have to really pump their initiative early if they want to start firing off spells all the time. Which actually, we can explore the initiative system a little bit. We can do initiative. Speaking about initiative, we can do initiative. We can do initiative dice. Just add 2d6 is your initiative dice. Plus combat training. The true combat dice training, CDTs. CTDs, I mean. With your combat training dice, the more efficient you are, the better you are at doing your fucking job. Initiative dice, so 3d6, we'll call it 3d6 plus quickness. Quickness. Quickness is really good right now. I need to tell that back. Well, actually, is quickness really good? Probably not. Because it's used for a lot of different little things. What we can do, though, if we're using the idea of initiative crashing, if we're using quickness, fuck it, let's bring it down a little bit. Who cares, right? Plus your CTD. Just build up your CTD, man. Get better at combat training. Why aren't you better at fighting? What do you mean we have one actual fighter in our group? Because you all spent it on being cool. Oh, shit. But that could be its own unique thing. If you want to do a campaign where it's like, okay, we're going to the fantasy world together because we're a bunch of friends and we need to shoot Satan or something, it could be, hey, it's me, Combat Man, our elf guide, and a wizard we found on an adventure. What's my, oh no, brave warrior, what's your magical ability? I have a Glock. Like, I have literally invested in a battle rifle with ammo. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I have the faith and trust of the United States government on my back. Which could be interesting in the idea of kind of these concepts as Gates, kind of that bizarre reverse colonialism. Not reverse colonialism. Yeah, no, that would be an interesting idea. We can play on that. Keep Shadowrun's edge factor a little bit in there. Being like, yeah, here's some social commentary. That's kind of like one of the things that I want to kind of like get across. Even it's like, yeah, I'm a, like, who? Okay, what's your character? Yeah, I'm a fucking mercenary who goes into these places to find shit. Oh, well, who are you? Like, yeah, people invest in me to bring back shit for them. I am a bought and paid for individual. This gun is worth, you know, 1.2 grand, and it was bought by anonymous Bitcoin user. And as you can tell by his username here, Big Chungus 6969, because he owns 15% of this expedition. 15% of anything I make is going to go to Big Chungus 6969, who bought my stuff with Bitcoin. That's the kind of shit I'm going with. You have this complete clash in theory, in people, in concepts of, on one side, you have this magical land of endless possibilities. Everyone's happy, but it's also fantasy land, and everyone is sad sometimes, and there's evil queens and problems. And on the other side, you have like fucking McDonald's opening up in the local like in a local town, with fucking McElf or something working there with a goddamn McDonald's hat on. It's like, well, why do you work there? Like, it pays better to be a McDonald's employee than to be an anonymous adventurer. Sorry. Like, that's that clash constantly. And you can play in the fantasy world, which is all about, okay, we have the magics, we have abilities to do this and that. And you can also play in the human world, which is, hey, we have this kind of mundane situations going on of like, hey, what do we do about the local goblin population that's skyrocketing? Because nobody likes the goblins in the fantasy world, but all of them have fucking visas now and they all love living here. Or, hey, can we technically grant this dragon citizenship if he decided just to move into a fucking mountain? And it's just like, oh no, this asshole from the other world decided to invest heavily into this arms company because he sells like replica weapons. Cool. I do we sell a mission should feel, do we sell guns to the anonymous, support legion on the other side of the fucking portal? And that should be kind of its own amusing thing. You can have multiple different kinds of play in stock, because you can have more. You can be copcraft with, some basic cops and basic people doing things to try to stop people from fucking with either side. You can also have these Shadowrun adventures of like, hey, you're effectively a stalker. You are a bought and paid for individual who goes into the fantasy world for some fucking weeb to get himself a cat girl waifu. Big thinking. Ah ha ha. The combat is initiative crashing, so it's positive initiative, stun damage, initiative dice. So if you have combat initiative crashing. If we're basing everything on, we're basing 2 hits off of goddamn body size. Play around with that a little bit. So we're going to have most of them be like 2 3s. Do we need astral stuff? Probably not, but I'll keep it in there. All right. We're going aggressive. Actually, what we can do here, we can do types of campaigns. Which you can play things like a corp, you can play independence, you can play the mystic side. Because hey, what what do you do if you're pretty much a mystic magical culture who's been kind of suffering from medieval stasis, but you're also now having to deal with the fact that there is a company man trying to open up a McDonald's branch in your kingdom? What do you do? How do you do it? And the answer is carefully. All right. Never doubt a man and his autism at points. Alright. Okay, here's the plan. I'm gonna call it here for today. We're not Shadowrun Black. I can tell you this right now, we're not gonna be called Shadowrun anymore. I can't deal with Shadowrun anymore. I fucking hate this setting already. Just dealing with it for too long. Just like trying to make this work is not working, and it's driving me absolutely bonkers. And rather than get mad to make a subpar product, I may as well make something interesting and that I want to make because I can. So I'm going to call it there for today. I'm going to try to update every single thing I can to the new thing, to using all of this concepts, and then we'll play it by ear. So thank you all very much. My name is Notepad Anon, and this was, I guess the end of Shadowrun Black Mohawk, and whatever the fuck it is going to be now. I don't know. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I am, as they say,